you're invited to a very special encore.
It's a surprise.
Actors on Actors is celebrating its 20th season. Over the next hour, we're taking a look back at some of our favorite conversations.
If there is ever a time that you have to use all of your technique as an actor, it's on that stage.
How am I supposed to do this?
Wow. That's a good question.
When I see people like you winning Oscars, that's, breaking through the ceiling.
I have wanted to be an actress my whole life.
It's the dream.
Yeah.
Welcome to the special edition of Variety Studio Actors on Actors. I'm Clayton Davis.
And I'm Angelique Jackson. We are heading into our 20th season, and we're looking back at some of the most engaging and insightful discussions from the past 10 years.
From Oscar and Emmy winners to stars in the making, Actors on Actors has featured over 200 interviews, and here are just a few of our favorites.
We've both done theater and movies and television. What's your favorite?
Theater, definitely.
Really?
What play have you done? What play was
Well,
it again?
years ago, I mean, literally in the late 50s, early 60s, I did 4 Broadway plays. And then the last one I did was called 33 Variations.
Yes.
Written, directed by Moises Kaufman.
Yep.
And I had never enjoyed theater before until that experience. I wanted to, before I died, understand what my dad found in theater, because he always loved theater the best.
Yeah. It just feels more alive. It's immediate, man. Every performance is a different performance.
Yeah.
And if there is ever a time that you have to use all of your technique as an actor, it's on that stage. You have more control over your work. You have that 4-week rehearsal period where you could test different choices and work with different actors and interact. And not that the rest of it is not great either, because I've seen the other side of it where I've been in the unemployment line. I got 1 check left, and I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills.
I was amazed because I always assumed that after 5 months of doing a play that I'd get stale. But I remember we did it in New York, then we brought it out here to the Amundsen Theater. And when we closed, the last performance at the Amundsen, it was still like, oh, that's what that meant.
Yeah.
I was still discovering things. You never get a chance to do that in movies.
Yeah, you can't sit
It's
with a
kind of what I
character.
like, though, about episodic television. And again, it's very new to me. But while you're not doing the same scenes over and over, you're working on the same character.
Exactly.
And so you can, just the kinds of things you described, you can keep going deeper and finding new colors.
Yes.
Did you ever have anything strange or odd happen to you during a live show? Because, you can't stop in front of the big audience. Was there anything, any moments like that?
Do you wear glasses or contacts?
I do when I read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you have good eyes.
Pretty good eyes, I do, yes.
I have, I've never met anyone my age with eyesight as terrible as mine. I cannot see, I would not be able to make out your face if I didn't have contacts in.
Wow.
And so I've worn glasses or contacts since I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
And it just keeps progressively getting worse, which I'm sure I need to have checked out a little further. And one night during maybe this time, which is a big number for Sally Bowles and Cabaret, I was singing and I got really kind of overwhelmed and I blinked and both of my contacts came out at once, which has never happened to me in my entire life, ever, anywhere. You'll lose one, but both, and I can't see a thing. So I'm singing, and then we have a whole scene after, and no one knows what's happened. So it's like a blackout, and the guy that was in the play with me, Bill Heck, I was just like, Bill! And he was like, what? And we're in the blackout, we have to get off stage. And he was like, I was like, oh God, oh no, I'm just gonna be on stage scrambling. It's gonna make no sense. Or I'm gonna give myself a concussion. It was a nightmare. But my biggest nightmare, which has never happened yet, is getting the hiccups on stage. I have such a fear of getting the hiccups on stage.
Interesting.
What's happened to you in a live performance? Has anything
Sean Hayes and I once started laughing really hard. Which usually for me is a sign that you're happy and free, and the audience kind of loves it. But we did laugh really hard, and I did pull my hamstring. We were doing a Broadway Cares event in the evening, and I did Sally O'Malley they asked me to do it. It
Yeah.
was like a fundraiser, and I kicked really high, and then I felt like there wasn't enough written, and I was like, oh, God, I gotta give him more, because we had just written it really quickly.
Yeah.
And so I did the splits, and I pulled my hamstring, and I was like, oh, and so I had to miss a night of the show, I think. And then I went and did acupuncture, and it was better. But I joked around with my son, who at the time was really little. He was like 6, and my son and my daughter would come up to my dressing room for every show, and I was like, I can't go on. I was like, would you be able to put the wig on and do it? And he was like, he really thought about it because he wanted to help me, and he was like, oh, no, I can't. But I asked him if he could.